and welcome back to the next episode of Next Gen Lens, the video series offering valuable insights about the next generation of consumers, powered by Next Gen Voices. I'm Nikki, a researcher on the online communities team at Market Vision Research, and today I'm once again joined by Katie, a quantitative researcher and another member of our Next Gen leadership team, to continue our discussion on Gen Z stereotypes and how brands can challenge these notions to create better, more authentic relationships with this up-and-coming generation.
In our last episode, we covered the stereotypes that Gen Z is young, dumb, and broke, and financially irresponsible. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check it out to learn more about the truth of Gen Z's most common misconceptions and how brands are missing out by relying on these stereotypes. There are a few other myths about this generation that we'd like to tackle, so let's dive in and see how well you really know Gen Z. Another one of the biggest myths out there is Gen Z is lazy and entitled. But the reality is way more nuanced, and those who believe this stereotype probably don't have a deep understanding of this complex generation. Gen Z isn't rejecting work, they're rewriting the script on how it fits into a meaningful life.
Exactly. They're vocal about work-life balance, but that doesn't mean they shy away from putting in effort. They have a different view of what commitment looks like. It means branching out beyond the confines of a 9-to-5 into more flexible working arrangements, while still ensuring they get the job done, and done well.
And let's not forget the side hustle culture that is so prevalent among Gen Z. In addition to their full-time day jobs, many are also launching businesses, freelancing, and monetizing their passions. That's not laziness, that is the entrepreneurial hustle.
While Gen Z is making headway on their careers and passion projects, the reality is that many in this generation are navigating immense levels of stress, pressure, and uncertainty due to finances, big life changes, high expectations, and comparison on social media. They're more likely to speak up about mental health, but that doesn't mean they're weak or lazy. Recognizing that burnout might actually help everyone.
Debunking this lazy myth is also rooted in the idea of working smarter, not harder. Take services like grocery pickup or DoorDash. Sure, sometimes we all use these when we're feeling exhausted and just don't want to cook. That is human. But for Gen Z, it's often about strategic time management. They're asking, is spending an hour grocery shopping the best use of my limited time when I could be working on my side hustle, investing in relationships, or practicing self-care? Gen Z isn't avoiding effort. They're making intentional choices about where their energy creates the most value.
That shift in priorities is huge. What some call entitlement is really just evolution. The brands and organizations that get this and support Gen Z's focus on efficiency, well-being, and purpose are the ones that will actually stay relevant in this changing world. Speaking of evolution, no previous generation has grown up with technology quite like Gen Z, which brings us to our final misconception. Gen Z is addicted to technology and literally can't function without it. And you know what? We're not even going to try to debunk that. Gen Z is attached to their phones. But let's flip the script. What older generations see as dependency is actually Gen Z adapting to a world that requires digital fluency. Technology isn't just a habit, it's a skill set. And it ties back to that efficiency we talked about earlier.
Our research shows it isn't just simple dependence. Something that other generations don't realize is Gen Z is actually hyper-aware of tech's impact on mental health. A lot of them set digital boundaries like time limits on their social media or time spent on their phones. However, they still constantly use technology to enhance their lives, whether it's for education, budgeting, or staying connected.
I mean, look at how they're using technology to optimize daily life. Finding cleaning hacks on TikTok, a corner of social media known as Clean Talk. Learning to make sourdough from YouTube tutorials, discovering dupes for high-end products, or getting insider tips on affordable getaways. They're not just consuming content, they're strategically applying what they consume.
And let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Yes, Gen Z does spend time doom scrolling, as many in other generations do these days. The difference? They're often simultaneously gathering information, comparing options, or building skills, multitasking across platforms in ways previous generations just weren't trained to do.
They don't separate tech life from real life. It's all just life. Brands that approach them as discerning technology users rather than addicted scrollers will build the authentic connections that drive long-term loyalty.
For brands, it's all about earning your place in their digital world. If you offer real value, whether that's utility, entertainment, or connection, that is how you build their loyalty.
To sum it up, we see the same patterns, surface-level observations that miss the deeper truth. The real strategic value lies in discovering underlying motivations and aspirations to truly understand Gen Z's identity. That's where the real connection happens and where brands can create meaningful differentiation.
So next time you hear a Gen Z stereotype, challenge it. And if you want to dig deeper into understanding Gen Z and future-proofing your brand, reach out to us at info@marketvisionresearch.com. And check out our If You Know, You Know playbook of insights, which you can find at the link in the description below.
That's our time for today. If you found this insightful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes of Next Gen Lens.
We'll catch you next time for more insights on the next generation of consumers.